Hey, how's it going, everybody? How's it going? It is hot today. Holy shit. How's it going? It's Friday. It's a hot day today. Where I live, it's the hottest day of the year, so. Ah! I'm naked. Without the chat. We're naked! There, now it should be in there. Now we got the chat up. Now we're in business. Hello. I hope everybody is having a good week. My week was okay, except for yesterday. I'm like traumatized for life. Anybody who knows me like well enough knows that I love interacting with like the birds, the wild birds. You know, I have a bird feeder. They come and I've got scrub jays that I like to hand feed and things like that. So immediately outside my back door is a big wood fence, and behind that wood fence is the neighbors, the trees there, technically, that the birds like to sit on and stuff. So, anyways, yesterday, within a matter of like 45 minutes, like 6 yard guys came and chopped the entire fucking tree down. And it's like, we're talking like a big tree that was just out there that all the birds hung out in, and it provided like shade. I mean, you looked out that door or that window, and there was like a big gorgeous tree, and sometimes it would get like pink flowers on it. Well, yeah, not so much anymore. I had no idea, like, because I thought they were just coming to like trim it up a little bit, but they just kept going and going, and then so on and so forth, and they took out the whole fucking tree. And I was so devastated. You don't understand. Like, I was ugly crying. Ugly, like, hard crying. Because I'm like, oh my god, what are the birds gonna do? They don't understand. They're all scared. And like, I'm thinking about all the bees that enjoy the flowers, all the even like the gnats. Like, it had a whole ecosystem, like a whole vibrant, like, pool of life that just completely gone. It's like somebody did Control Alt Delete. Wait, just delete. Like, they just freaking delete it. The tree was technically on the neighbor's property because it was like the tree and then like a fence in front of it. Man, I'm so devastated. And there's like it's all the birds took off. They're like, fuck this. So like I've been doing this for like 3 years. You know, forming this relationship and this bond with these birds and this tree, and it was all completely taken away. So I'm actually like really royally bummed out about it. It's like they came and murdered Gaia herself. So I'm really sad. And now I just stare at the back of like an ugly building, which is like white, like Adobe, like white looking thing. And it's like a boxy thing with like clay tiles on top. And it's like the sunlight hits it, and it's like the light of Jesus in my house. So, get a little emotional. Really sad about that. It's a travesty. Why would they do that? I don't know. I don't, because it's technically the neighbor's tree and I don't talk to them. So it's like, I don't, it, just people came and they took the tree away. I didn't know you could do that. And I was even trying to quit vaping this week. I was like so close to hitting like 3 days. And I'm like, fuck it. I need I need nicotine. This is stressful. So I'm in grieving over a tree. Grieving a tree and all the life surrounding it. all the bugs. Like I said, even the gnats. It was so eerie too because like I'm so used to like hearing the tree, hearing it when the breeze like blows through it, and to not like have that there is like so it's like a weird absence of silence. Like and it just feels like the aura like it's just dead. It's just gone. It's so strange. Anyways, so we got some uh peculiar topics tonight. They're not very in depth, so we're probably gonna have some extra time at the end of it to just I don't know maybe watch something more I guess like funny. Like even like lining all these topics up, and I'm like this is a good like a little bit dry, but we'll make the most of it. So, anyways, hello everybody. Uh, we're going to talk about Trump, who had that whole trial thing, and now he got kicked out of Forbes. He's not like one of America's like top richest people anymore, which is really funny to me. There's Kevin McCarthy, where he was voted out of House. Lots of drama there. And then just briefly talking about Biden moving forward to like building the wall on the border. So we're going to talk about those. But before we dive into it, we will say hello. Hello, Katrina. Hello, Cassie. Thank you so much for coming. And Elise. We got two moderators in the house. Hello, hello. Thank you for coming. And Comte Cagliostro. I think I murdered that. I'm not sure. It says, have you considered nicotine gum? It just doesn't do it for me. It's like, it's just go cold turkey. But I said that about like vapes too. When I was like a heavy cigarette smoker, I'm like, I'd never smoke a vape. That's dumb. And then I just started and yeah, I found out it's harder to quit than cigarettes, I feel like, because like when you smoke cigarettes, you can go out you have to go outside typically, you know, it has a smell. It's more of like a production when you smoke a cigarette. But these you just hold and it's just always there in my hand, like a pacifier. Hey, Daniel says just focus on all the money you will save. That's honestly, that is my main motivation. Is like it's really costly, actually, especially for as much as I smoke or how much I vape these. Like it is costly. MC Heavyset, hello. Cassidy, hello. Thank you for reminding me to get my chat up. Melinda, good to see you. That shit really adds up. It does. It does. Man, it is hot today. Like, I slept with my window wide open last night. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Comte said I was big on cigarettes, started tasting like I was eating sand from a sandbox. Cigarettes was a bit easier to quit, I feel. Just because, like, even though I smoked so much, I still didn't care for the smell. So it's not like, like cigarettes, you know what I mean? Okay. Go to viewing content. Let's see. We have Donald Trump. Donnie. I was so sick of talking about him, but there's always something going on. As the New York Attorney General accuses Donald Trump of fraud, Forbes answers the question at the heart of the case. What is he really worth? Dun dun dun! Which is pretty much like how he measures his pride. Donald Trump is no longer readable enough because this is too small. So Donald Trump is no longer rich enough for the country's most exclusive club. With an estimate of 2.6 billion fortune, he is 300 million shy of the cutoff for the Forbes 400 ranking of America's richest people, the annual measurement that Trump has obsessed over for decades, relentlessly lying to reporters to try to vault himself higher on the list. That's like, I mean, the whole problem with this case that he's undergoing. With the attorney, it's like he claims way more value to things that don't have as much value as he's, claiming that they have. And so with that, he was able to leverage that and make more money because, if you have more assets, you're going to gain more interest, things like that. The whole business mumbo jumbo. Trump is basically redneck Jesus at this point. I mean, he's always been that since the moment he got on to be president. This is ridiculous. Beep, 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 beep. Okay, his net worth is down more than 600 million from a year ago. The biggest reason? Truth Social, his social media business. Trump once envisioned a significant percentage of the country logging on to the platform, but that never happened. Roughly 6.5 million have signed up so far, but 1% of the total on X. Trump's 90% stake in Truth Social's parent company has plummeted in value from an estimated like 730 million to less than 100 million. Wah, wah, wah. Really? He busted his balls over social media and tried to make like a platform that tanked and it just didn't do well. I can't believe we're calling Twitter X now. I feel like it's a porno site or something. Okay. What's good in the neighborhood? It's because Twitter has so much porn. Honestly, I think I have a Twitter account. I think there's like an old one I had that's like hacked, obviously, because I know that because it's like posting these weird, like, spammy things, and I can't like access it. And I've even tried like messaging Twitter, and like there's just no help. So I'm not on Twitter at all. Honestly, I'll tell you what, truthfully, I'm afraid of it. Everybody that I see that is on Twitter, it just seems like such a dog eat dog world, and people just like rip each other's throats out verbally. So I'm just gonna stay over here in my YouTube corner. I'm not gonna deal with that. I feel like there's no reason for me to get into Twitter now. Especially now that it's X. I mean, I don't know. I just don't see the reasoning for doing that. Anyways, also in trouble, his office buildings, which are down by an estimated 170 million. The majority of that decline comes from 555 California Street, a 1.8 million square foot complex in the heart of San Francisco, where Trump holds a 30% stake alongside publicly traded Fernando Realty Trust. The problem is not the property's performance to date. Occupancy inched up from 49.2 in 2022 and to 49.5 this year. And rents rose 3% to 93 per square foot, but rather its outlook for the future. Leases, that was a lot of jargon. Leases generating more than half of the building's total rent expire by the end of 2026, according to the documents released 2 months ago. The neighborhood around the building is also struggling. The property directly across the street recently sold for less than half of what it cost in 2005. Trump's interest at 555 California is down by an estimated 1 million or so. Dang. Wah, wah, wah. It's so sad, and it makes me so happy. So sad for Trump. This makes me happy. I hope he's broke. He pretty much is. Jesus's favorite Kristen says, Jan, would you check to see if Antichrist Superstar is banned from comment? I haven't banned anybody. Maybe one of the mods did. I can't exactly like check right now because we're like in the middle of a live stream. I'd have to like look at the back door. But I have no idea what's going on there. In New York, let's see, what are we doing? Okay, so yeah, so the website, that the social media website, wah wah wah, wah wah wah. So, anyways, yeah, he invested in that social media site, and it tanked. Truth Social tanked. Okay, lost out big bucks on that. Had this like millions dollars of like property on California Street. Millions dollars. That's a great way to say it, Jan. Come on. That value tanked. Why is my throat so dry? I might need to get some gum or something. I know my allergies, because they cut that whole tree down like right next to my door, and it's hot, and we don't have air conditioners, so I had to have that all open. So I feel like my allergies are just like totally through the roof. For some reason I can't. Antichrist says, for some reason I can't post with my Antichrist account. No big deal. Probably I'll check it out later, but I honestly have there's like, I don't know, nothing happened. If I did ban you, I totally fucking forgot. I don't like. It has to be really serious reason for me to ban things. Usually, I just leave that up into moderators. Anyways, so what next? In New York, Trump holds another 30% stake in a veranda, a controlled building at 1290 Avenue. Okay, blah blah blah. I'm not going to read these details, which is down roughly by 6 million. It's a similar story there. The occupancy and stuff like that, and ratings and numbers, and lots of money there. There is a bright spot in Trump's portfolio. As fewer people spend time in the office, more are goofing off on the golf course. That's especially good news for Trump National Doral, the former president's most valuable golf property. Purchased for $150 million in 2012, Trump commenced an extensive renovation of the Miami resort, reportedly injecting more than $200 million of additional cash before politics spoiled his investment. Divisiveness drove away the largely northeastern clientele, and revenues fell from $92 million in 2015, which was the year that Trump announced his presidential run, to just $75 million in 2017. Ouch. So sales stayed flat at roughly $75 million a year until COVID-19 knocked them down to less than $45 million. Now business is back, with revenues up to an estimated $106 million. Operating profits appear to be approaching $20 million a year, up from just $4 million at the start of Trump's presidency. Doral is now worth an estimated $291 million before subtracting its $125 million of debt. Okay, so that's not doing so bad. It was up, it was down, it's a little bit up now. The rest of Trump's American golf business is doing well too. You know what? If that man does anything, he should just have golf clubs and shut up. Hello, Mr. Spider. Can you... Are you eating things? Thank you. All right. Please stay over there in your web. Please stay in your web. Yes, I think it's a good idea to go up to the ceiling and away from my desk. I have like a massive cellar spider that lives in the corner by my room. Anyways. Alright, so he's got golf courses that's doing well. He should just stick to golf courses from prison. I mean, at this point, he should be in prison, but... Please stay over there in your web. Yes, I know. Yeah, I don't mind spiders, or like if they stay in their web and they eat like the pests and stuff. It's like when they crawl around. But these are those really like spindly. They kind of look like daddy long legs. Like they're just like big like webby spiders. So he's got like a lot of web here in the corner. It's great because I have my light here in the corner, so lots of bugs fly in and he'll catch all the bugs, or she. I don't fucking care about gendering a spider. Um, Spiders are the best. Yeah, I don't mind spiders. I just don't. I don't like surprises. I guess that's my thing. If I know where it's at and I know it's chill, like that's cool. I also like to leave these ones alone because they eat other spiders that are like scarier looking. Yes, and it's Halloween anyways. I need to decorate, so it's doing a good job. Oh, Melinda, glad you're feeling better. Elisa is nice. I have a couple of spiders that live outside my front door. They're helping me make yeah. I just met that. Hello. Anyways, so he has some money through golf courses. That money may come in handy given the deluge of legal threats Trump is currently facing. And they're piling up. Among the cases, 250 million fraud suit from New York Attorney General, who is accusing him of lying about his net worth to financial institutions for years, just as he lied to Forbes. Wah, wah, wah. A judge ruled that Trump was personally liable for fraud a week ago, and a trial for the case began Monday. It's not going so well. Trump is very whiny about it. We might watch some of that. He has weathered the storms in the past, and this is not the first time he has gotten kicked out of the Forbes 400. That's true. He could pop back. You never fucking know in this world. He conned his way into sharing a spot in the inaugural list. I cannot read today. I need to do like warm ups, like aluminum linoleum, aluminum linoleum, aluminum linoleum, aluminum linoleum. There we go. Unique New York. Unique New York. Trump secured massive loans that led to massive bankruptcies, and he fell off the list in 1990 when Forbes exposed deep problems with his debt fueled empire, ultimately putting his net worth within hailing distance of zero. But Trump emerged from those troubles and regained a legitimate spot on the 400. He remained on the list from 1996 to 2021, when 6 years of polarization and 1 year of COVID finally caught up to him, dropping him from the ranks once again. Wah, wah, wah. I don't know why I keep doing that. Stop it, Jen! Unique New Jersey. A master of reinvention, Trump announces plans for a new social media platform, Truth Social, within weeks of falling off the list. He pitched Truth. Okay, so it's when he fell off the list, pitched Truth Social as a cancel-free antidote to Twitter. Investors, especially mom and pop traders, love the idea. They poured money into a special purpose acquisition company that planned to merge with Trump's businesses, at one time pushing the implied valuation of the venture above 15 billion. Forbes valued things more conservatively, adding 730 million to Trump's fortune. That was still enough to put him back on the list of America's richest people. 2 years later, SPAC deal remains in limbo. If Trump's platform were thriving, he would probably have no trouble finding alternate financing, but it's not, and there's little reason to be optimistic about Truth Social's future. After all, if people were not logging onto Trump's platform to hear what he has to say now, while he is simultaneously facing a series of indictments and steamrolling the Republican presidential primary, they probably never will. Newly nukes. Oh, wait, unique New York. Newly nukes Trump's chance to do business in the nation's Big Apple. Say that really fast, 3 times in a row. Do, 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 do. So Forbes is like, sorry, you're not in the cool kids club. Do we even know who's on this list? Jeff Bezos, Larry Ellison, Warren Buffett. Oh, top is Elon Musk, of course. Warren Buffett, Larry Page, Bill Gates, Sergey Brin. I see. I don't know these other people. We should look into them sometime. It's like I don't know who fucking Larry Page is. I don't know who. Like, should I? I know some of these people, obviously. Walton family. I don't know these people. Like, do you know all the rich people in the world? No, I do not. How would it be to be on this list? Must be nice. But there's no Donald Trump. Wah, wah, wah. Okay, yeah, this is like 400 people. Yeah, this is a lot of people. Great. Special. What? Did they get a cake? Because we're why are there so many? Because we're utterly failing to eat the rich. I mean, I don't know if I want to eat rich people. I don't know what the hell they've been pumping into themselves. Ooh, 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 ooh. All right, former president. Oh, wait, is this the current one that released today? Yes, it is. Thank you. Or last updated, anyway. So it's still. And it's been all week that he's been in court for this. They taste like caviar and expensive wine. Expensive wines tend to taste shittier than moderately priced wines. I mean, I don't think I've ever tasted expensive. I think like the most expensive bottle of wine I've tasted is like maybe a couple $100. Great stream so far. Thank you. Yeah, I was kind of worried because I'm like I don't know if these are going to be a little bit too dry, like not fun. Like sometimes I get worried like I'll bore everybody if like the topics aren't like super fun, you know, or like exciting and we're like laughing and blah blah. But this is good. So, former President Donald Trump is on trial in New York in a 250 million lawsuit. 250 million. Millions and millions that could alter the personal fortune and real estate empire that helped propel Trump to the White House. Trump, his sons Eric and Don Jr., and Trump Organization executives are accused by New York Attorney General Letitia James of New York Attorney General Titty James. That would be a sweet name. My name is Titty James. Titty James. What do you do? I examine titties. I don't know where that's going. I don't know where that character is going with Titty James. That should be like my drag king name. Titty James. The Adventures of Titty James. Anyways, this attorney general accused them of engaging in a decade-long scheme in which they used numerous acts of fraud and misrepresentation to inflate Trump's net worth while lowering his tax burden. The former president has denied all wrongdoing, and his attorneys have argued that Trump's alleged inflation valuations were a product of his business skill. Yeah, he's not that good at business. I don't know jack shit about business, but I bet I can make better decisions. So, I guess the trial isn't stopping, but there's the pausing of the dissolving of Trump org, because it's to the point now where this attorney's made it where Trump can't conduct business in New York anymore. A New York appellate judge declined to pause Donald Trump's ongoing civil fraud trial after attorneys for Trump sought a stay of the trial, while they appealed Judge Arthur Engoron's summary judgment ruling last week that decided the core of the case. Judge Peter Moulton issued the ruling minutes after hearing oral arguments from both sides. While he did not pause the trial, he did stop the immediate cancellation of Trump's business certificates that Engoron had ordered last week. Oh, interesting. I thought he couldn't do business. I'm confused. This is everything owned or controlled by the defendant. Once you dissolve, you dissolve, defense attorney Christopher Kise argued in an afternoon hearing covenant at the Appellate Division's First Department. It's chaos. It's chaos right now. It's chaos, I tell you! The New York Attorney General's office balked at halting the trial. There's just absolutely no basis for an interim stay of the trial that's already been going on for a week, said Deputy Solicitor Judy Vale. It has been an enormous endeavor to get this off the ground. I'll say. Trump's defense insisted a pause was warranted given the magnitude of the potential consequences for Trump's business. We're not seeking delay, we're seeking a fair trial. Bullshit, Kai said before the judge ruled that the trial would continue. The trial is scheduled to resume Tuesday morning. Questioning of controller ends on a dramatic note. Prosecutor Andrew Ummer ended the afternoon dramatically questioning longtime Trump Organization controller Jeff McCarthy about whether he had ever helped Trump Organization CFO Alan Weisselberg commit tax fraud. McCarthy initially responded that he had not, prompting Ummer to confront McCarthy with his testimony from the Trump's Organization 2022 tax fraud trial, at which he testified the opposite. Ooh. Among the other offenses, McCarthy? Is it McConey? I don't know. Testified during the trial that I should probably listen to like a news person talk about this shit. Longtime Trump Organization controller Jeff continued to value Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in excess of $500 million. Okay, so they're trying. So basically, Trump and his homeboys are trying to value his Mar-a-Lago home at $500 million on the basis that the property could be sold as private residences, despite knowing that Trump has signed a deed in 2002 with National Trust for Historic Preservation, exclusively limiting the property to being used as a club. Okay. Mr. Trump had deeded away his rights to use the property for any purpose other than a social club, prosecutor Andrew Amir said while questioning McCarthy, who initially claimed he was unaware of the requirement, but subsequently testified that he was aware of the 2002 deed. Despite the requirement, McCarthy, according to Trump's financial statements, valued a Mar-a-Lago as if the property could be sold as individual residence every year that he oversaw the statements between blah blah blah. Okay. Golf club's purchase price was inflated to cover refunds. Interesting. When Trump Organization purchased their golf course in Juniper, Florida in 2013, they paid $5 million for the club. Longtime Trump Organization controller Jeff McCarthy testified. But when they put the property in their books, they listed the purchase price at $46 million. So the $41 million jump in price was attributed to the potential that Trump would have to pay back the purported refundable fees paid by each of the club's members, according McCarthy. While listing $46 million as the total purchase price, the Trump Organization failed to account for the $41 million in fees on the liability side of the company's books, said Andrew Amir.
And the civil fraud trial against former President Trump.
Shh. Even if they do have to repay at some point, that is a way in the future, or that is a way out in the future, correct? And that's when they conceded the case. Okay. Judge outlines next steps for dissolving Trump's companies. So, as the questioning of the witnesses continue, Judge Engoron has issued an order outlining the next steps to dissolve Trump's companies in New York. Last week found that Trump had and his adult sons used fraudulent documents to conduct business and ordered the cancellation of his business certificates in the state. Trump appealed that ruling yesterday. In today's order, it's asked the defendants to provide a list of entities controlled or beneficially owned by Donald J. Trump and the other co-defendants to the Hone Barbara S. Jones, the independent monitor. So anyways, Trump is also required to notify Jones of any new business applications or changes to pre-existing entities. So pretty much just keeping that like all on watch. It's not looking good. I mean, yeah, his business is pretty much halts the process of breaking up Trump's business but rejects stopping the trial. So the trial is going to continue, but I guess we'll put a pause, like a bookmark in dissolving the business. But I mean, it's really not looking good. Especially, I mean, it's like, it's so funny him inflating the prices of these things. It's like he just like makes up like a value. Like it's valued at this, property is valued at this. It's like, no, it's not. Yes, it is. I know somebody who could buy it. It's just, it's not like, there's no checks and balances with that process at all in his mind. He's just like, I don't know, whatever he can sell to people in Saudi Arabia. Titty James. Billionaires no more. I think, well, he's still a billionaire. He still has, like, some money, but he's just not, like, one of the more rich people. Donnie, Donnie, Donnie. Between this and the indictments, it's just, it's going to dig deeper and deeper and deeper. Oh yeah, we need to go check back in with the writer's strike. Sorry, I just had a total brain fart for a minute. So on top of all that, and I don't think it's gonna work out because Kevin McCarthy just got voted out, and then somebody's like, "Hey, let's put Trump in there," and then they're like, It's kind of a this thing we put into place, so nobody can be the speaker for the House of Representatives. Like if you are under indictment or something like that, under investigation, or the House Speaker, I mean. So, the rebellion was led by Florida Congressman Matt Gaetz after McCarthy relied on Democratic votes to get a short-term spending deal passed on Saturday to avert government shutdown. As our government's been threatening to shut down. Gaetz accused him of making a secret side deal at the weekend with President Biden on Ukraine aid. But really, this was the final act in a bitter saga that has been simmering all year between the speaker and a right-wing faction in his party. They tried to block his election to post in January, saying he could not be trusted to enact conservative principles. In their view, he proved that by striking a deal with the Democrats in June to raise debt ceiling without extracting the deep cuts they wanted. So Now they are the ones being accused of treachery. Some Republicans are openly talking about expelling Mr. Gates. God, his face. How will McCarthy be replaced? The House is on recess for a week, and in this period, members will be discussing who to back in the looming vote for a new speaker. That has been scheduled for Wednesday, the 11th of October, but it could take days or weeks to find someone who can get backing of the majority of the House. I believe somebody suggested Trump for that position. It took Kevin McCarthy 15 votes over 4 days to finally be elected. Given the bad blood in the party over his removal, it's hard to imagine a figure who could unite the warring factions. This is scary enough, right? On a temporary basis, it is Patrick McHenry of North Carolina who heads the secret list of interim leaders Mr. McCarthy submitted when he got the job. Is it going to be a deputy? An insider? Or Trump? He does not have the power to run the chamber, but may exercise such authorities of the office of the speaker as may be necessary and appropriate pending the election of a speaker. According to the House rules, that would appear to rule out bringing legislation to the floor. Louisiana's Steve, name I can't pronounce, and Ohio's Jim Jordan have both announced that they will seek the job. Mr. McCarthy has ruled out running again. Why did Democrats remove McCarthy? Some Democrats seem to enjoy the chaos sparked by the speaker's removal, but there was also a list of grievances that counted against him winning their support. So nobody trusts Kevin McCarthy, said Pramila Jayapal, I don't know, the Liberal Democratic congresswoman on Tuesday morning after meeting with the party colleagues. They felt betrayed by McCarthy's U-turn in the days after the storming of the Capitol, when he first condemned Donald Trump's role in it and then turned around and backed him. So why does it matter? The speaker runs the chamber and is the second in line for the presidency. For at least a week, there is a vacuum at the top of the U.S. government. There are also important issues the House needs to address in the coming up weeks. Agreeing an annual budget to avoid a shutdown, deciding on aid to Ukraine, and how to proceed with the impeachment inquiry of Joe Biden. Joe Biden. What does the U.S. Speaker of the House do? Speaker of the House, what do they do? Let's have a lesson. So, the U.S. Constitution Thank you. Go fuck yourself. Established the role of the Speaker of the House, which oversees the lower chamber of Congress. The Speaker is both traditionally and historically a sitting member of the majority party, though this is not a constitutional requirement. Therefore, in addition to leading the House of Representatives, they are also leader of the majority party in the chamber. So it's pretty important position. At a practical level, the Speaker sets the House's legislative agenda, controls committee assignments, sets the vote and work calendar, and is responsible for keeping their party members unified behind major initiatives. Why is it so important? So, wielded effectively, the position of the Speaker of the House is one of the most powerful in Washington. Depending on the partisan makeup of Congress, they can make or break a U.S. president's agenda, stymie opposition, and spearhead their party's biggest legislative initiatives. So big deal, like big center of decision making. A shrewd and effective Speaker will be able to marshal their members behind their party's agenda and control rebellious lawmakers by doling out incentives or punishments. So former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, a Democrat who stepped down from the position when Republicans took control of the House on 3rd of January 2023, was regarded as one of the most effective modern speakers of the House. I mean, she did her job. She did her job. Yeah, you can't deny that, whether you like or hate her. She did her job. Anyways, the Democratic caucus she oversaw contained multiple factions, including progressives, moderates, and more conservative-leaning Democrats. She was able to use the tools available. So what does the Speaker do? Runs the House of Representatives, oversees daily business, leader of the largest... You get the idea, right? We all get the idea. We get the idea. So how are they chosen? So this is good information. The House of Representatives functions on a 2-year cycle known as a session. The new Congress began 3rd January 2003, and Republicans will be in the majority. The very first thing is a new session of the House of Representatives must do for vote for a Speaker of the House. Without that person in place, the chamber cannot move on to any other function, including swearing in members. So the chamber must continue to hold votes until the speaker is elected. The vote for speaker requires a candidate to receive the support of a majority of the House, 218 votes. The existing leader of the majority party is usually presumed to be the person to assume the speakership. Okay. Boo, 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 boo. We get that, right? So, they removed McCarthy. So yeah, pretty much Republicans are really irritated with him because of his backing up of Democratic interests. And so they voted him out. And they're trying to get somebody new in. Mark says as long as DJT is a candidate, he can use other people's money for his personal agendas. Contributions, donations, campaign money can really be abused and won't catch up with him right away. And he likely holds the hope that if re-elected, he can make all of his legal problems go away with political power, literally, like by waving a magical wand. I think he was like, wasn't there something he was already trying to put in motions to have himself pardoned or something? I wonder, he's actually got some numbers going with this. Trump and Biden numbers or rating. I'm having a brain fart. Hey, presto, I have pardoned myself. So, these new poll numbers show why Biden and Trump are stuck in a 2024 dead heat. I think Trump is actually ahead of Biden now at this point. Biden poll numbers. Isn't there like a website with just like general? Oh, there we go. Wow. Look at that. Biden's not doing as well as he would like. That's fine. I'm kind of tired of him too. Man, I'm so sweaty. I'm just sweaty. I can't sit in my chair because it's sweaty. I can't sit on my yoga ball because it's sweaty. There's a river of sweat in my ass crack. Like, just so you know. MC Heavy says, I didn't know what if Speaker of the House did either. Thanks. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm definitely no expert on politics at all. Like, I'm such a newbie. But, you know, you got to start somewhere. And it took me a while to realize, like, the best way to start, like, learning about this stuff, like, especially in terms of, like, streaming about it, is to just start talking about it. Even if if I say something stupid or like doesn't make sense, or I'll have to go back and correct myself later or some stuff like that. Just in my head, I'm like, I just got to start talking about shit. And then we learn shit on the way. I knew about like the Speaker of the House, but I don't think I've ever refreshed that knowledge since like high school. High school when we learned about like government stuff and like some of it stuck and some of it didn't. I kind of wish I could go back and take that class now. Yeah, but Trump's numbers are doing pretty good in comparison to Biden, who's just not getting that popular anymore. Okay, so back to McCarthy just a little bit to go back over it. Who was ousted as House Speaker this week, shot down reports that he was considering an early departure from Congress, and said Friday that he won't be stepping down. Interesting. He's not stepping down from Congress. I am not resigning. I got a lot more work to do, he told reporters on Capitol Hill. We're going to keep the majority. I'm going to help the people I got here, and we're going to expand it further, he said, referring to the 2024 elections. His comments came shortly after two people familiar with the situation told NBC News that McCarthy was considering resigning. One of the McCarthy allies said that he was exploring his options but has not made a definitive decision. No decision made, the other source said. Politico first reported that McCarthy was considered leaving Congress before his term ends early January 2025. McCarthy was removed as House Speaker on Tuesday in a 216-10 vote, with Democrats joining 8 conservatives frustrated with his leadership in voting to oust him. I need to know more about McCarthy. I think, isn't he like, wasn't he in like hot water for some P-word issues, you know what I mean? Hitting on the young people. Hasn't there, I mean, that's like every other politician, so let's see. Let me see. Kevin McCarthy. Scandals? No. How do I word it? Drama? No. Scandals? Controversy? Controversy? From the past? I want to know past. There needs to be more. Oh my god, that's a lot of boring reading. Let's see, he was born on January 26 in 1965 in Bakersfield, California. His mother was a homemaker. His father was a city fire chief. His maternal grandfather was an Italian immigrant. Italiano. At age 19, McCarthy ran his first business selling sandwiches out of the back of his uncle's yogurt shop. Okay. There's the scandal. Arrest him. You think that was good? Gates for sure. Gates is... I don't know how he's still around. I mean, he literally trafficked young girls. He's a fucking trafficker. Gates is so despicable. God, I hate his face. Anyways, he attended California State University in Bakersfield, where he got a Bachelor of Science in Marketing and a Master of Business Administration in 1994. During college, he worked as a firefighter. Let's see, he served on the staff of Congressman Bill Thomas, okay, from 1987 to 2002. In 1995, he chaired California Young Republicans. From 1999 to 2001, he chaired the Republican National Federation. All right, he became Thomas's district director, and then he won his first election in 2000. as a Kern Community College district trustee. Thomas has since criticized McCarthy in numerous interviews. Interesting. Well, I want to know why. I want to know more about that. McCarthy was elected to the California State Assembly in 2002. He became the Republican floor leader in 2003. In 2006, McCarthy was first elected to the United States House of Representatives. Okay, that's where he started getting into things. He became the Republican floor leader in 2023. Okay. Go, girl. You go, girl. Speaker of the House, January to October 2023. Yeah. Unsuccessful 2015 candidacy for Speaker of the House. Okay, so he tried to do that before? Didn't work out? Interesting. I am not reading all this. I am not reading any of this shit. I just wanted to know if he was like in any crazy scandals or something. Got his on September 29, 2023, McCarthy's bill to fund the federal government, including a large spending cuts and strict border policies, failed to pass the House after the Democrats and 21 hard-right House Republicans refused to support it. If no funding bill passed, a government shutdown would have occurred on the 1st. Okay, they were going to shut the government down. I love it when that happens. It's like, really? On September 30th, McCarthy introduced a temporary funding bill without the large spending cuts and also without Ukraine funding. This bill passed the House with 209 Democrats and 126 Republicans in favor. One Democrat and 90 Republicans voted against it. The shutdown was prevented when the Senate passed the bill and President Biden signed it into law. So McCarthy told the media Democrats tried to do everything they can not to let the bill pass. After funding the government with Democratic support, McCarthy said, if somebody wants to remove me because I want to be the adult in the room, go ahead and try. So saucy. On October 3rd, Representative Matt Gaetz filed a motion to vacate the speakership out of frustration, and McCarthy, working with Democrats, the vote passed with the 216 in favor and 210 opposed, removing McCarthy as Speaker. This was the first time in U.S. history that the House of Representatives had removed its Speaker from office. You guys get that, right? The first time in U.S. history that the Speaker of the House of Representatives was like voted off the island. So this is a big deal. So voting to remove McCarthy were House Democrats and 8 House Republicans, Gaetz, blah, 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 all these people. After the vote, McCarthy announced that he would not seek the speakership again. Wah, wah, wah. It's a blood sport. Oh my god. Politics is so sassy sometimes. If somebody wants to remove me because I want to be the adult in the room, go ahead and try it. They did, and they removed you. Because they don't want adults in the room. according to him. Okay. I hate allergies. They really suck. Trump, but I swear somebody was like, Trump should do that. Trump for House Speaker. Trump approached about serving as Speaker. They have asked me if I would... Oh, okay, so Trump said... Oh, interesting.
You're saying you're a uniter. What is different between you and Steve Scalise?
I think this race comes down to two questions. I said this yesterday. Who can unite the conference? Who can also unite, I guess, maybe three questions. Who can unite the conference? Who can unite conservative Republicans and our party around the country? And then who can go tell the country what we're doing and why it's important to them, to their family, to their business, to their community. And look, I like the job I got now. I never wanted to do this job, but someone has to. Who can bring the team together and can go communicate to the country, and that's why I'm running.
Okay.
Now, Jim Jordan is likely to have strong support within the conservative members in the conference. And of course, former President Donald Trump came out and supported him last night. So that's a big boost, at least on his standing on the right. But he's going to have to really work to win over those moderates who are still very skeptical about a Jim Jordan for Speaker. He was a co-founder of the Freedom Caucus. He's the face of the Biden impeachment inquiry. So still a long way to go. But next week, they will have their candidate forum on Tuesday.
Interesting. Trump approached about serving as Speaker. So, Trump has been approached in recent days by GOP lawmakers who have floated the idea of him serving as Speaker. God help us all, that's not going to happen, hopefully. Even on a temporary basis. No, not for any reason, not for a second. One source familiar with the conversation said that, and has been intrigued by the idea. No intrigue. No. Opposite. What's the opposite of intrigue? Somebody give me the opposite. Yeah, it's intrigue. Oh my god. I guess in like a dark humor side of this is it would be kind of funny to watch Trump in there. Because of the way he talks, so it's just like pure chaos. Like the chaotic dark side of me would think that's funny. That would be funny. They've asked me if I would take it for a short period of time until they came to a conclusion, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. Wait, is that what Trump said? Yeah. But I'm not going to do it because I don't want to. I will do it if necessary, should they not be able to make their decisions. Trump told Fox News Digital. Trump told Fox News he was focused on his presidential campaign, but he would be open to serving for a 30, 60, or 90-day period. It's not the position he wants, and I think that's going to be, like, a lot of work. Like, a lot of work. Mark says they couldn't convict him on articles of impeachment after he dog-whistled to the militias, fanned the flames, and then quietly abided the January 6th assault on the Capitol Hill, where they all work, yeah. Trump has told those with him this week. I keep bouncing on my, I'm sitting on a yoga ball, by the way. So if you see me, like, bouncing, that's why. And it's really fun to bounce. Because if it's not that, I'll, like, jiggle my foot. So I like to move around, okay? I'm restless. I have a restless body. Especially because it's so hot. Jesus Christ. Ugh. It only gets really hot, like, 1 week out of the year. So, like, we don't have air conditioners or anything. I don't even have a fan. I'm used to the sea breeze. Anyways, Trump has told those with him this week that while he is flattered and honored that people have raised his name, he is not seriously entertaining the idea, according to two people who have spoken with him about Kevin McCarthy's ouster. Trump is entirely focused on running for president. No, he's not. He's entirely focused on getting reamed in the ass by the fucking court. Anyways, the two sources said, characterizing his public posturing on the narrative, that he could be elected speaker as Trump, relishing the attention. I think he just likes the attention. I'd be the greatest speaker. I'd be the greatest House Speaker of all time. But I can't do it. No, I don't want to do it. It's too much work. I'd rather be president. I'm the best president. Figured it was a yoga ball. Use one at your desk too. Yeah, I'm like my computer chart. It's actually really good. It's decent. It's just I feel like I'm too just like stagnant. Like I'm not getting any back or butt pains or anything. But it's just like sometimes I just want to be on the yoga ball so I can like wiggle my torso. Wiggle my torso, especially like if I'm gassy or something. Just roll those bubbles out. Anyway, so he's entirely focused on running for president. A lot of people have been calling me about the speaker. All I can say is we'll do whatever is the best for the country and the Republican Party. Trump told reporters outside the courthouse in Lower Manhattan on Wednesday during a break from his civil fraud trial. He's entirely focused on his thing as he's taken a break from his fucking civil law trial. I love it. Republican reps Troy Niels of Texas and Marjorie Taylor Gross of Georgia has publicly said they would support Trump for the role. Well, of course they would. If he did run, Trump would need to earn the majority of the votes of lawmakers present and voting, which would prove difficult for a former president who is polarizing even among members of GOP conference. I mean, it would just be sheer fucking chaos. That's why the dark part of me was like, do it. Just put him in there. See what happens. I want to see chaos. I want to watch the world burn. Anyways. So, Rep. Mike Lawler, a GOP freshman from a swing district in New York, told CNN earlier Thursday that he doesn't see a role for Trump in the speaker's race. I honestly don't think Trump wants to do it because it's like too much of like work that I don't think he wants to do. It's not like flashy enough, you know what I mean? Asked by CNN's Jim whether he wanted the former president to come to the Capitol, Lawler said, I think the choice for the speaker will be somebody who's currently a member of Congress, and I think these discussions should be among the members. Yeah. And even if Trump were elected, it's unclear whether he could get around House Republican conference rules, right? That state any member who is indicted on felony charges that carry a prison sentence of 2 or more years is required to step down from leadership. Haha. Those are self-enforced and could be changed only after a speaker is elected. So they could change that, but I think there was some motion to maybe change that, but Trump doesn't want it. I mean, he might have it for a minute, but Speaker of the House doesn't get enough naps or TV time. Exactly. I don't know. Like, he won't be able to eat as much McDonald's and Diet Coke. McCarthy. Sorry, McCarthy. Wah, wah, wah. We're only an hour into our stream, and we're, like, mostly done with our main topics. We might be fucking around at the end. Or if it's still too hot, I might jet early. So I could, be naked. Because it's hot. I can't be naked on stream. That's not that kind of stream. Wah, 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 wah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Wah, wah, wah.
We are witnessing a historic moment for the first time in more than 100 years since it was attempted for the first time.
Okay, over that. All right, so moving on. Biden. Now, this will be really short. I just thought it was interesting because a lot of people are like going to take it out of context and like it's going to cause a lot of like controversy and a lot of like arguments and ha-has and I think for the common people, the common folk. So Biden is moving forward with building the wall between America and Mexico, something that Trump put into motion when he was president. I'm sorry if this is crunchy. I just wanted one or two. Okay, hold on. It's ASMR chewy time. Anyways. So Biden is going to build the wall, finish building the wall. That sounds insane, right? What happened? Well, it's not what you think. So, Biden says he had to use Trump-era funds for the border wall. Asked if Barrios work, he says no. So he doesn't even agree with this. Pretty much in a nutshell, I'll tell you right off the bat, is there are certain funds assigned to the wall building, and Joe Biden tried to have those funds reallocated to some other project, but it fell through and he can't. So literally there's money that has to be put towards a wall, even though nobody really cares about that anymore. Astro says, I just heard the special on NPR about this. Apparently Congress tied his hands and it will only be a portion of the wall until the money runs out. Yeah. It's kind of silly, I guess. It's like, I feel like, I don't know. Because I don't like Biden. I don't care for Biden. But it's like, sometimes it's like, yo, like, you literally just kind of forcing somebody into a corner to do something that's, like, ridiculous. I don't understand.
I'll answer one question on the border wall. The border wall, the money was appropriated for the border wall. I tried to get them to reappropriate it, to redirect that money. They didn't. They wouldn't. And in the meantime, there's nothing under the law other than they have to use the money for what it was appropriated. I can't stop that.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No. Okay, thank you.
No. Is it gonna be like the same contractor with like the same shitty, like, didn't that stuff blow over? My throat's so dry. Let's see. President Joe Biden on Thursday defended his administration's decision to waive 26 federal laws in South Texas to allow for construction of roughly 20 miles of additional border wall, saying he had no choice but to use the Trump-era funding for the barrier to stop illegal immigration from Mexico. Asked if he thought such walls work, he flatly said no. The new construction was announced in June, but the funds were appropriated in 2019 before the Democratic president took office. Biden said that he tried to get lawmakers to redirect the money, but Congress refused. For why? It's for what? I mean, haven't we all figured out by now that it's just doesn't really help in the end? I mean, the actual physical wall. Do we know? Wall, border, wall, Texas. Oh my God.
We're going to begin with the controversy on the southern border, the Biden administration's new response to the crisis there. The White House now saying it will build new border barriers along the Rio Grande.
That looks so stupid. It looks stupid. It just like...
And in South Texas, using money allocated by Congress during the Trump administration. Legal border crossings, of course, have been on the rise, and tensions have been growing with Congress and mayors, often Democratic mayors of big cities, wondering how the White House plans to tackle the problem. Weijia Zhang is at the White House for us again this morning. Quite a reversal here. Weijia, good morning to you.
Just for the negative optics? Oh, sure.
Look, President Biden insists that his hands are tied here and that blocking the construction of a border wall would actually break the law. But his own...
I just feel like this is such a big waste of time. Like, seriously, we got all this other shit we need to worry about, bigger fish to fry. Now Congress is going to be like, nope, you have to build the wall. It's like, okay.
Secretary of Homeland Security says that is not the only reason they are building it.
200,000 migrants crossed the southern border unlawfully last month, the highest level recorded.
Oh, those poor people.
President Biden insists
I do not like seeing those scenes of people crawling through like barbed wire. It makes me feel super sad.
not why his administration is moving
It disturbs
building
me.
a border wall, a decision he says was made by Congress.
The money was appropriated for the border wall. I tried to get them to reappropriate, to redirect that money. They didn't. They wouldn't.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No.
But Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas issued a notice stating there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers.
I like how they show these scenes of, like, a bunch of people, like, yeah, there's a lot of people in these scenes that are, like, trying to cross the border, but they make it sound like it's, like, this, like, densely from, like, coast to coast, you know?
And roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries. This map from...
See, this is what I said. Like, this is what I was saying at the beginning before we got into this. I'm like, people are going to take this out of context, and it's going to be, like, the dumbest arguments, because they are going to do that. They're going to be like, Biden is such a hypocrite. And I think Trump even said Biden owes me an apology. Did he say that? Yes. Oh, the impeachment of Biden? I mean, everyone's throwing around the term witch hunt, and it's like, they're really grabbing for straws with Joe Biden now. Like I said, I don't care for Joe Biden. I'd rather not have him, but it's like, are you serious? Let's see. Trump thinks it's time that President Joe Biden apologizes publicly for now resuming building parts of the southern border wall after repeatedly slamming its construction during his 2020 run for the White House. I don't know why Trump would think that he has to apologize, especially when he didn't want to do it. Like, surely Trump knows that it was Congress that made him stick to, like, the plan. Anyways, the president stands accused of outright hypocrisy as Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas said there is an acute and immediate need to waive 26 federal laws, many put in place by Biden administration, that currently prevents or creates roadblocks for construction of the border wall. It's very ironic to word it that way. Creates roadblocks for the construction of the border wall. Ha! 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 You with me? Anyways. Oh, god damn this mouse. Oh, stop it. Oh, mouse. Mouse. Oh my god, look at all these ads. Surely there's got to be a way to, like, read all this shit without all the ads. There will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration, Biden said in 2020 when running for president against Donald Trump, who championed building more border barriers. It's so weird. Like, they really are going to make him, like, a hypocrite. It's like, are you kidding me? On his first day in office, Biden declared that building a wall wasn't a serious policy solution. The stunning reversal in policy comes the illegal immigration crisis continues to surge at the southern border despite repeated efforts to redirect asylum seekers into the U.S. through illegal channels. But Biden's team insisted that he was forced to use money already appropriated for the border wall. I'm sure people are going to be like, well, he's just saying that he was forced, so he looks better, like, so he doesn't have to apologize to Trump. Like, I'm already annoyed with the argument, and I haven't even, like, heard most of it. I just know that's what's gonna happen. Republicans are furious with the sharp departure from Biden's early days, insisting that he would prevent such barriers from going up, and now embracing right-leaning proposals to deal with the border crisis. Yeah, him being forced and having his arm twisted behind his back is, like, totally him embracing right-leaning proposals. Like, what the fuck is he supposed to do? He was told no. Who is running in the 2000? Says too little too late. Start construction now. Oh, God. Oh, well. Look at this wall. God damn. It looks awful. I feel like this is going to be one of those, like this is going to be a setup for one of those historical events, because, like, in the future, it's going to be like a Berlin Wall situation where, like, they're just going to tear that down. The people will gather and they'll tear the wall down with their bare hands, and then we'll be serenaded by David Hasselhoff. Okay. All right. Let's see. I'm bored. Oh, I know what we can watch. Something popped out from Jubilee today, and I think it would be funny to watch. Let's see. We are moving on, my friends. Oh, and I need a new beverage. Okay. Pee break. Let me pull the thing up, Jube. Find the flat earther. Okay. This sounds fun, eh?
I believe the earth is round.
I believe the earth.
All right. I'm going to go pee, grab a drink, and then we'll come back to this. Woo. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Says I've been here most of the time, just been listening, doing some things around the house. Oh, hell. Oh, that's cool, Astro. A reptile would be a step up. Alright. We kind of finished our main topics. If anybody's like coming in right now, you can rewind and watch us go cover the main topics. So now we're just kind of like killing time, having some fun, chit-chatting, shooting the shit. And we're just randomly watching stuff at this point. I love root beer. This zero sugar root beer, God, it's my favorite. Love it. I'm starting to enjoy it in the smaller bottles now, because then I can put the lid on and it stays fizzier for a longer time. Delicious. It's not the best root beer. I mean, you can tell, like, it's not like full sugary root beer, but when you want to like drink something that's cold and flavorful and fizzy isn't full of fucking sugar. That would be it. It's so fucking hot. Okay. Let's do closed captions. Sorry. You cannot say things like that with that mustache. I'm sorry. Over here looking like Ned Flanders.
Just throw it.
Okay, now I want to watch this.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Beautiful.
Hey.
That was beautiful.
Is NASA.gov has their own
Oh no.
documents out there that we get to vet, which is through the Freedom of Information Act. And would you agree that NASA...
Ah, shit. The stream got shut off? Oh, darn. Bummer. Lame. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Oh, there we are. I'm like waiting here. La 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 la. And we're back. Okay, so we might actually have to clip that second video we were trying to watch, which is sad because I wanted to like finish that, but whatever. Whatever. Moving on. But what that guy said was really brilliant, I thought, about like all of those flat earthers admitting that the internet played a big role into their belief. So it's like you don't, when you, like the guy explained, you know, when you have a tooth problem, you go to a dentist. When your car breaks down, you go to a mechanic. When you have questions about cosmology, you go to an astrophysicist. Like, you don't go to the internet and watch some sensational, like, video that just seems like it's correct based on the what little knowledge of the world you have. So, hey, Lee! The goddess, yeah. And that lady was talking too, so I think she was onto that. So, oh, hey, look. New Walter Masterson. Why don't we jump into that?
Those books were meant for 16 to 18-year-olds. What an obvious attempt. Shut the fuck up. Oh.
Ooh. Whoa, what? So you remember Walter Masterson? He went around trolling Trump supporters and stuff like that. And anti-abortion people. So this, I guess, just dropped yesterday.
Those books were meant for 16 to 18-year-olds. What an obvious attempt. Shut the fuck up.
Woo!
When I look around this room, I don't see race. I don't even know what race is. So when you say things like slavery is bad, I'm like, bad for who? The Irish?
What?
Where's the comedian? Oh, you're gonna come make fun of parents tonight. That's fun. Thank you. You'll be making fun of me. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's very classic. You need my school district to help your career.
What? Yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's why he's taking videos of the prayers so he
let's
can make
look.
fun of the religious people.
Oh, that's
Are they
nice.
praying? Oh.
We don't yet.
That's freedom of speech.
It sure is.
You know, Establishment
You
Clause.
come from New York to make fun of parents.
All the way from New York.
That's nice. Because you're here to make fun of parents.
Oh my god, wow, he's getting grilled, like, right off the bat. He's only been there for, like, 2 seconds. Hey, Morg, how's it going? This is gonna get interesting.
Right in Central Bucksville District. Do you mind if I take this?
Like, you really want to deal with a bunch of, like, middle-aged moms in a school board meeting. Like, oof.
Pictures with nails that the New York comedians do.
You can do that.
I'll put you and Bob together. Let's do that as one post together. We have a politician here campaigning for a commissioner seat and a comedian from New York, all at Central Buck School District tonight.
I know.
No, he's the comedian. He's just here to make fun of parents. Him. He's the comedian.
Man, she's really grilling him. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he thinks it's funny.
He thinks it's funny. Ha ha ha.
Use it as
Like, ha ha funny. He's gonna make fun of us.
Coming next. Biden, is he showing up? Is he walking in here? Who's coming? You like that one?
Biden.
That was good. I'm like a comedian too.
No, that wasn't funny at all.
And try to convince you of a book ban and that their rival candidates do not support LGBTQ students simply because
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Morg.
material within our school.
Really appreciate
There
that.
is
Thank
no
you for the
book ban.
super chat.
There never has been. There is a common sense policy.
We'll do... What should we do? Let's do... Let's see. Disco balls. Let's do disco balls for Morg. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. All right.
Allowing the removal of inappropriate sexually explicit materials from our schools.
Yes, this is a
There
Walter
is
trolling
no
vid,
book
Elise.
There never has been. There is a common sense policy allowing the removal of inappropriate sexually explicit material.
There is no book ban. There never has been. There is a common sense policy allowing the removal.
Did you see that YouTube lets you... Oh, it does? I'll have to look into that. Thank you. Probably because, you know, I think you might have noticed my they, them, huh? I put that there. People don't look at it. Which is fine. But at least I tried.
Of inappropriate sexually explicit materials from our schools. That is it.
Voters need to ask why these candidates are so hell-bent on providing sexually explicit materials to minor children within our schools, and why this is the life.
It's really cool you like it. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I'm going to look it up then. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Man a blowjob is so critical to the education of our children. But that's what these Democrat school board candidates think.
They had a security guard try to kick me out of the meeting for not wearing a mask, which I had a mask on. They had a security guard follow me around the building, and I wanted to know who runs the county Twitter account. Nobody would answer me. Bob Harvey would answer me. So I went up with an information window that you can get information from, and they sent a security officer to follow me around to tell me to leave.
Biological sex is an immutable characteristic, which includes inherent advantages or disadvantages
Oh,
in
no.
athletics, and they cannot be erased by hormone-suppressing drugs. Males and females are different.
Wow. I just, you know, I could never sit in a meeting like this and listen to these people. I would go absolutely batshit crazy. I would literally go insane.
Those who deny this are putting the safety of female athletes at risk.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I'm here today to talk about these woke schools that are failing to educate our children. Why are we teaching our kids science and math? Is it because we can't pay for science and math teachers after the school superintendent voted to give himself a 40% raise? No! Is it because Moms for Liberty is actively campaigning for school board seats, targeting teachers they don't like? No! Is it because the district is being sued by its own teachers over equal pay? No. The real reason kids aren't learning is socialism. When I was in elementary school, I had a teacher who with the Lord's favorite male students by taking us on camping trips. Sometimes I was such a good student that it would just be me.
Oh, that lady left. I don't know. That's perfect. I love that. That's so genius how he throws in like the actual like zings while pretending to be like them. It's like, this is like, his man's a genius.
Now, because of gender ideology, that same teacher isn't allowed within 500 feet of the school, and the police took away his van and confiscated his guns. When I look around this room, I don't see race. I don't even know what race is. So when you say things like slavery is bad, I'm like, bad for who? The Irish? I brought with me today a book that is available to children of all ages in the school's library. This book is filled with overt sexual acts, violence. It celebrates mass killings, and it's being used to indoctrinate our children. I'm going to read you some passages from this book, and you tell me whether or not this book is appropriate for your children. The Lord tried to kill Moses, but Zipporah used a sharpened stone and cut off their son's foreskin and rubbed the bloody ring on Moses' feet, saying, "You are now my bridegroom." This made the Lord leave Moses alone. If a slave owner beats a slave, male or female, with a stick so severely that the slave dies immediately, the slave owner should be punished. However, if the slave survives a day or two, he should get back to work. The slave is the owner's property. The Lord regretted ever creating human beings, and he was sad. So the Lord said, "I will wipe all the human race off the face of the earth. And while I'm at it, I'll kill the livestock and the crawling things too. I'll even kill all the birds in the sky. I wish I'd never created any of them in the first place." Now, do you think a child should be reading this book full of sexual violence and genocide? I hope this book is banned all the way from K through 12. Books don't belong here.
I'm like speechless. This is so good.
At all. This is a place of learning. Ban this book, and let's focus on science, math, and raising administrators' pay. Thank you. Thank you.
People are actually clapping at that.
I started teaching
The
in
one boo.
1964. There can be sadness tied with teaching. Kids can be harmed. I've known students who hung themselves, who shot themselves, who overdosed on heroin,
Damn.
who passed the gun around at parties while the
Birds aren't real, okay? I know.
parents were home, who built pipe bombs in their basements while their parents were upstairs watching television. I once removed a pipe bomb from a bus at East.
Oh,
moments after
Jesus.
students.
This guy is hardcore. Fuck me. I'm so tired of allergies. I just have constant allergies all the time. Every season. Every day. Every month. All year long.
Gotten off. There was an awful pipe bomb explosion at East during a lunchtime that I dealt with. These are children. Of the thousands of students I have known, not a single one, not one, has been harmed by a book. In fact, books for the students I've known have been a safe and protective haven. As for the LGBT students, we are aware that there is little place for them here. Policies 321 and 123.3 continue to marginalize and endanger our transgender people. All four policies are stridently supported by the Gals Against Liberty and Literacy cult. I understand that several of you on the board are card-carrying members. According to its leadership, the Gals Against Liberty and Literacy cult is an anti-student inclusion, anti-government, anti-gender identity, and firmly anti-public school. That a few in the community, with no basis in fact, smear candidate Rick Herring, an honorable, decent, and experienced man, is unconscionable. That they would smear Rebecca Carty Herring, who has worked among the lives of children for a quarter century, whose classroom is centered in kindness, beauty, and truth, is despicable. In August 2009, I put these words on the sign at the top of the Lenape Hill: "We are all welcome here." That is no longer the case, and that is a shame.
I just want to say that spending all that time listing the things that you'll have to take away from kids because those terrible female teachers want equal pay is pretty ridiculous and a very
What? Oh my god. No, she's got that smiley thing that we talked about earlier. There's like ladies, they got that certain smile. It's just a little off. I don't know. I'm afraid.
Another political stunt. Like every meeting is beginning with political stunts. In March, I attended a school board meeting that was absolutely packed with students, and I saw a man with a concealed weapon. This is a man I've seen at several meetings using fake names, being disruptive. At that very meeting, he used a fake name. You asked him, And he lied. A friend reported the gun to security guards, but I didn't go with the friend, even though I also saw the gun. Why? Honestly, I was terrified. What I did do was I emailed the school board and the superintendent the next morning. What I did receive was a cease and desist from the man who had the concealed weapon, claiming that I was going around on social media and lying about him having a gun at a school board meeting. No one, besides the people on that email, knew that I had seen the gun. There were no RTK.
Okay, I take it back, but it's going over my head, though. Is she against or pro? I don't get what's going on. Who has the gun?
At that time, I certainly did not post about it anywhere because I was terrified. Please tell me, how did this man know that I reported him to you? How did he know? There's also been some question in this community as to whether there was, in fact, a gun in the meeting at all. But again, this is directly a result of your action. You received a letter from Officer Logan, which I can email you if you've forgotten, the very next day, confirming that the man did indeed have...
I need her to start over. Like, I'm not... Like, lady, what happened? Like, whoa, start over from the beginning, please.
Comment, I just want to say that spending all that time listing the things that you'll have to take away from kids because those terrible female teachers want equal pay is pretty ridiculous.
Sorry
and
about
a
the
very
crunching.
Campaign
I'll
tactic.
stop.
It's just another political stunt. Like every meeting is beginning with political stunts. In March, I attended a school board meeting that was absolutely packed with students, and I saw a man with a concealed weapon. This is a man I've seen at several meetings using...
Okay. What is in this relation
fake
to?
names, being disruptive. At that very meeting, he used a fake name. You asked him, and he lied. A friend reported the gun to security guards, but I didn't go with the friend, even though I also saw the gun. Why? Honestly, I was terrified. What I did do was I emailed the school board and the superintendent the next morning. What I did receive was a cease and desist from the man who had the concealed weapon, claiming that I was going around on social media and lying about him having a gun at a school board meeting. No one, besides the people on that email, knew that I had seen the gun. There were no RTKs put in at that time. I certainly did not post about it anywhere because I was terrified. Please tell me, how did this man know that I reported him to you? How did he know? There's also been some question in this community as to whether there was, in fact, a gun in the meeting at all. But again, this is directly a result of your action. You received a letter from Officer Logan, which I can email you if you've forgotten, the very next day, confirming that the man did indeed have a firearm and that Officer Logan deemed the incident to be criminal in nature. We receive emails from Mrs. Hunter and Dr. Lukabaugh about all sorts of nonsense, and yet you didn't think a man with an unlawful concealed weapon in a room full of students.
Oh my, this is some tea. Like, I feel like this is kind of like a whole separate issue. I don't understand what she's trying to accomplish here. I mean, it's concerning, but it's like, I have so many more questions. Like, this really is a tea moment, though. Like, God.
Was noticeworthy. You didn't think you needed to tell the community about this. So why am I speaking about this now, months after this incident occurred? Because like many people who have been subject to intimidation, I tried being quiet and it didn't work. The email that I wrote to you informing you of the incident and asking you to please keep our community safe is being circulated all over social media.
Let's not pretend Central Bucks isn't losing teachers.
Wow. That was like... That was... Okay, I'm flabbergasted. Like, that was a lot. Like, that was a lot. That came in a big package, okay? That was okay, no, the package was small. It was very dense, very surprising.
Retirement, some for other districts and others leaving education. Being a teacher is hard, and this school board has made it more difficult. Way to go. You don't get to deflect a bullying claim by concerned parents by turning around and calling those parents bullies. That's gaslighting. And this community is not going to stand for that.
Oh, parents bully. Are you kidding? People are psycho when it comes to kids. I'm not saying everybody, but I'm like, they'll do some shit for their kids, okay?
This current board majority and administration cannot run from its many expensive, worst practices in education, such as spending over $1.2 million on homophobic legal defenses and PR efforts in an attempt to, number one, defend their book and pride flag banning policies, which were written with the help from the far-right Independence Law Center at the request of Board President Dana Hunter. Number two, cover up the fact that this administration has not addressed the bullying of LGBTQ students that goes on every single day in our schools. If you had just taken the suggestions from the ACLU to make things better for our students, we wouldn't be in this horrendous, national disgrace of a mess. Number 3, most recently, the board majority pushed through a 40% raise for the superintendent in only his second year.
Yes, this Mr. Spider came down and visited earlier. He's back up there at the ceiling, though, so everything's good.
Of a 5-year contract.
All is well. Damn, it is still hot as fuck here.
So. That's $90,000 per year, plus hefty benefits costs to us taxpayers. Over 50 books remain on the chopping block due, once again, to the worst practices in education policy by the board majority. And about the 2 books that were actually banned, it is egregiously unethical for this board majority and the Republican candidates running in November to argue that your Democratic opponents want porn in the hands of 5-year-olds. What a load of horse manure. Those books were meant for 16 to 18-year-olds. What an obvious attempt. Shut the fuck up.
Woo!
Nice. Obvious attempt to distract and bamboozle the voters.
Oh, I gotta see that again. Damn. That was beautiful. Yes, lady. You go, girl. You go. I didn't hear what the other lady was saying, or which one. Is it the lady in the white hair or something? Was she saying something? Let's examine this closer.
November to argue that your Democratic opponents want porn in the hands of 5-year-olds. What a load of horse manure. Those books were meant for 16 to 18-year-olds. What an obvious attempt. Shut the fuck up. Oh.
Nice. Whoa. What? I still missed it. Who said what? Who said what?
Manure. Those books were meant for 16 to 18
this lady back here.
What an
behind the white-haired lady. Yeah. Okay. I don't know what she said though.
Without any discussion or clear
what did she say?
For doing so. That's $90,000 per year, plus hefty benefits costs to us taxpayers. Over 50 books remain on the chopping block due, once again, to the worst practices in education policy by the board majority. And about the 2 books that were actually banned,
this lady back here.
Egregiously unethical for this board majority and the Republican candidates running in November to argue that your Democratic opponents want porn in the hands of 5-year-olds. What a load of horse manure. Those books were meant for 16 to 18-year-olds. What an obvious attempt. Shut the fuck up. Oh.
Nice.
Obvious attempt.
Yeah.
And bamboozle.
I think the lady, I heard her say something like, how many 16-year-olds do you know? Or something like that. I don't know. But she was interrupting either way, so yeah, shut the fuck up. Shut up, bitch! It reminds me of, like, the rock thing. Where is that? So, it reminds me of, like...
Lesnar's facing. Lesnar's an animal.
Where is it? I don't want, like, the whole thing. I don't need, like, watch 5. I just want to see those, like, 2 seconds. Yes, thank you.
Shut up, bitch!
That's what it reminds me of. It's, like, totally that moment.
Shut up, bitch! Oh, my God!
Shut up! That was fucking beautiful.
From the ACLU to make things better for our students, we wouldn't be in this horrendous national disgrace of a mess. Number 3, most recently, the board majority pushed through a 40% raise for the superintendent in only
I think we
his
backed up
second year
again.
of a 5-year
Just because, like...
without any discussion or clear rationale for
Yeah,
doing
I have to see it again. It's beautiful. Shut up, bitch!
To us taxpayers. Over 50 books remain on the chopping block due, once again, to the worst practices in education policy by the board majority. And about the 2 books that were actually banned, it is egregiously unethical for this board majority and the Republican candidates running in November to argue that your Democratic opponents want porn in the hands of 5-year-olds. What a load of horse manure. Those books were meant for 16 to 18-year-olds. What an obvious attempt. Shut the fuck up. Oh.
Nice.
Obvious attempt to distract and bamboozle the voters. And by the way, if you really think the book gendered porn, yet you mailed images of the book to 17,000 homes in Central Bucks, you have broken the law. I speak to more and more people who know of teachers resigning earlier and young teachers not applying to CBSD because of the chaos that has put us in the national news regularly. I am also hearing from many realtor friends that people are starting to not want to look for homes in CBSD or are moving away out of fear for what's to come if these far-right extremists continue to run our district. These worst practices in education are hurting everyone in our community. Instead of passing policies that serve to break this community apart, hurt our schools and marginalize children, we need a school board and administration that focuses on best practices in education. That's what Harry and his fellow CBSD Neighbors United candidates support. Please vote Democrat for school board on November 7th. Thank you.
I see that the season of ugly has officially begun. For me, it started in July, when the Moms for Liberty decided it was acceptable to target children meeting at the Rainbow Room. Not for any type of medical care, but for friendship and fellowship. Obviously, they have the right to protest, which they could have done any night of the week. They chose the one night children would be there. Grown adults chose to bully children.
Right?
Fortunately, despite late notice, this community came down in force to protect their own. Why don't you share with everyone in this room how many 5-year-olds currently attend middle school or high school, as that would be the only way those children could even attempt to access those books. People are sick of ugly personal attacks.
Yep.
It didn't work in the general election. It didn't work in the primaries, and it will not work in November. I understand that a storm is on the horizon. I am voting for Rick Herring because the harm that has been imposed on this district for the past 2 years cannot continue, and I believe he is the right person to bring sanity, fairness, and fiscal responsibility back. That does not mean that I have anything derogatory to say about his opponent, Mrs. Martino. I do not, nor would I ever. We just happen to have differing opinions regarding where this district needs to go. And therein lies the difference in campaigns.
Tonight we got to hear the Oscar-winning.
This is good. Okay, I gotta get another drink. I also have to wash the chicharrones off my hands. Yeah, okay. Well, hello, Al. Liberty. Is that whole second row full of Moms for Liberty? I think so. Oh, I think so.
Speech here by Leila Casey about how she was scared to her wits because a man didn't use his name and I didn't know where he lived. Yet, tonight she sat near Walter, who falsified his address as Warwick Township because we all know he's in New York City. Yet, she didn't express any fear that he was here. Miss Delangelo didn't express any concerns. So Miss Casey...
Oh! We're getting more tea on this gunman incident. Oh, now I'm realizing what's going on now. Oh, now we gotta go. I know you meant to write Liberty, but Flibberty, but that kind of works better. Yeah. The mothers of Flibberty. Anyways, this guy is like going back on this tea lady. Which I'm kind of glad because I'm like, they just like she just like said all that and then left, and I'm like, wow, like, so this guy's gonna dish the tea.
And therein lies the difference in campaigns.
Tonight we got to hear the Oscar-winning speech here by Leila Casey.
Yes!
How she was scared to her...
The Oscar-winning speech! Why was I not paying attention to this till now? This is beautiful. She was scared to her wits.
Her wits, because a man didn't use his name, and I didn't know where he lived. Yet, tonight she sat near Walter, who falsified his address as Warwick Township, because we all know he's in New York City. Yet, she didn't express any fear that he was here. Miss Delangelo didn't express any concerns. So, Miss Casey, when you put in your email, you had no right to privacy. Period. End of story. So take your crocodile tears and go elsewhere with them.
Oh!
She sent in an email accusing an individual, who I've only met once, I don't really know the guy, that he had a gun. She was so fearful that she didn't show up at the hearing on August 30th that she caused, yet I did. And I got to witness the facts. And the facts are, there was no gun. She lied.
Oh!
The department confirmed no gun.
Oh!
No pat-downs, no presentation, no gun. That's the
God,
evidence.
the music is
Mr.
great,
Del
too.
Rio has been banned from school board meetings only, but he's allowed to go to Cold Springs, yet Miss Casey doesn't have a problem with that. And then, interestingly, Miss Delangelo used all the same talking points at 11:47 on the evening of 3/14 to the rest of the school board. Certainly sounds like a lot of coordination. So Miss Delangelo, start taking some notes here, because we have some answer we'd like from you. Who was the person that called you that evening to tell you about the gun?
I love this.
Because you refused to give it to the rest of the school board. You refused to give it to security. We want the name. Give the name.
This is delicious.
Up. So emails were sent back in March 2023 to Miss D'Angelo's work by Kate Dezemi, asking for expert feedback on policy interpretation. 501c3 asking for that kind of information from a sitting politician, school board member? Certainly sounds like politicking, which is against the law as a 501c3. But more interesting was the email that I uncovered through the servers here at Central Bucks on May.
Mark says these people are 19 miles too deep in each other's business. I love it. I love that small town gossipy, like, I love characters. I love it. I want more.
22, where Kate Dezemi and Kitty Semlish are asking advice from Tabitha. What should we name this thing? So, Miss Delangelo, we would like to know. Again, take notes. Are you a founder of the Advocates of Inclusive Education? So, we also found in her emails where she states in an affidavit under the penalty of perjury that she was not conducting school business. Then we got an email from Kitty Semlish. We hear from a lot of these people, this push is not about sexualization. And Kitty Semlish sent an email to all of you asking, do you have any data on sexual activity behavior of the minors at Central Bucks School District?
Ooh.
Unbelievable. They're asking for
What
this
the
kind of
fuck?
invasive data.
Whoa. What the fuck? Hey, can you tell me if, and what kids, if the kids, what kids, and how many of the kids and stuff, like who, can you tell me, like, if the kids are fucking, like, that's so disgusting. Why would you do that? What the fuck is
We want some
wrong?
answers, Miss Delangelo. And if you can't provide them, tender your resignation and expect more Oprahs coming to your work. You better tell the president, you better tell the general counsel, because if you did legal activities on those, you're going to face criminal charges.
Ooh. Ooh.
All right.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, we missed a fight. We can't see it because YouTube is lame. He threw papers in someone's face. Damn, we couldn't see that? I want to see that. No.
5-minute recess, please.
Maybe we
$300,000.
Wow.
We need to stop this forced indoctrination of our students by...
Oh. Wow, there's a lot of these we miss. He trolled Cop City. Fight breaks out over immigration at community. I told RFK Jr. that vaccines gave my dog autism. Oh my god. Let's see. Do we want to do... I want to watch one more of these, and then we're going to sign out for the night. Should we do Cop City or the community board? The immigration issue at the community board. Do a 1 in the chat for Cop City, and then do a 2 in the chat for this other one. 1 or 2. There's no 3, Laura. I got 2 1s. I like being the odd one. Alter says, I'm asked to vote on the Board of Education. Do you have any suggestions? No, I don't. That stuff goes way over my head. 3. There is no 3. There is no 3. All right, let's just click on this one.
I know everybody here is very concerned about the public safety with the current migrant shelters on Staten Island.
If you wouldn't say go back to your country, to your Nona, you should ask yourself why you are so willing to say it to a black and brown person.
People don't feel safe anymore.
People that came to the border illegally are going to be taking all of our resources.
Who have signed our petition, expressing our solidarity.
Yeah, I want to do the cop one. This one is, I'm already like, meh. Sorry.
We're on our way to Cop City right now. Don't shoot us. We're here to help.
We're totally getting shot.
I wanted to look for a place to volunteer to help build Cop City. I brought a chainsaw.
You all know about Cop City, right? It's like a whole city for supposed, like, training. Whoa, what happened?
We're on our way to Cop City right now. Don't shoot us. We're here to help.
We're totally getting shot.
I wanted to look for a place to volunteer to help build Cop City. I brought a chainsaw. Tell me about Cop City.
Well, Cop City is a $90 million militarized police training facility that the city of Atlanta is trying to dump in the middle of the blackest part of Southeast Atlanta and unincorporated DeKalb County. Cop City would be equipped with a mock city for urban warfare training, complete with a bomb testing facility, a Black Hawk helicopter landing pad, a mock apartment complex where they could scale buildings and pretend to break into people's houses and blow their up and terrorize the community. Cop City would also be equipped with community meeting rooms for those who support the Atlanta Police Foundation and all of their shenanigans to be able to meet. And oh, I forgot, a nice walking path right through the middle of it.
Wow. We're on our way to Cop City right now.
Wow.
We just want to help build Cop City. We're going to offer our help.
Yeah, this is, it's like 100 acres that they're taking up.
Yeah.
Basically turning the police, Atlanta police, into a military. Yeah. Regional youth detention center. That's interesting.
Wow.
It's also a drug, it's a sign that says drug-free school zone. I love it. I love it. It's a youth detention center and they put up a sign that said drug-free school zone. The big balls on them to say that. Where is it? You go straight up. Straight up that way? Yeah. Thank you. Perfect. Thank you for your service. That's the cop.
Oh no.
How you doing? We're trying to find Cop City. We came to help build Cop City. And we brought a chainsaw to help cut down the trees.
What
we
the
just
fuck?
need like an extension cord.
The fuck?
But where do
This
we
is
like
ridiculous.
help like to volunteer?
What the fuck is happening?
We'll go. Thank you. Thank you for your
sir.
service.
Thank you, sir.
I wanted to look for a place to volunteer to help build Cop City. I brought a chainsaw. Here we go. Here's Cop City. We're gonna pull over. There's a cop pulling us over right now.
We can't be pulling into the site, though. All right, yes,
so
sir. We gotta back up, all right? All right, yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, sir.
Thank you for your service. Thank you.
Thank you for your service to like everybody.
This dude's definitely not happy with me.
Oh wait, here. We're
good.
We're trying to volunteer to help build Cop City.
So you want to build Cop City?
Well, no, because I heard they're building it. We wanted to help volunteer to help build it and like cut down trees.
All right, so basically you guys stopped. You wanted to know if you could help build the...
Yes, Cop City, yeah.
Cop City.
Yeah, we brought, just if you could also write down that we brought a chainsaw.
Right.
We just need an extension cord for it. And I mean, once I put the chain back on it, it's going to be ready to go. But yeah, and we're on standby.
So brought chainsaw. Obviously, you said your chain was broken on it. And
Oh yeah, the chain's broken, but and I also need an extension cord.
Oh my god.
I just need someone.
That is so fucking
to
ridiculous.
plug it in, and it'll be
Okay, so
it's
you
fun.
just wanting to cut the trees down to help.
Yes.
Or I guess cut wood to help nail up.
Correct. Yes, that is.
This poor guy just like trying to rationalize like and taking this seriously. Like
Thank you.
I'd be like, I'd totally detect trolls.
Yes,
I'd be like, nah, get
in my
out.
back pocket, is that right? Oh no, you're fine. Yeah,
Yeah. So we can pull over.
Ah! Oh my fuck, Mr. Spider.
This is interesting.
Oh my fuck.
We're here to help.
Bro. Really?
We're totally getting shot, aren't we?
Really, dude?
So this is where they're gonna build Cop City.
Oh my fuck.
Look at
And
these.
there's a termite on my desk.
Someone.
Oh my god. Mr. Spider literally just dropped down on me. There's Mr. Spider and there's a fucking termite. Like, what in the fuck? What happened? Oh my fuck. There's a motherfucking termite, like, just in my room. Oh my fuck. Oh, Mr. Spider, where did you go? Where'd he go? Now I'm so concerned he's gonna get smashed. Oh my fuck. What in the catastrophe? Oh, fuck. He was minding his business. Oh my god. That was dramatic. Giving me a snack. Where did he go? I'm so concerned he's gonna get smashed now. Like he just went into the carpet. Okay, wow. Drama. Bring in a bird to eat them both? No! I'm so worried Mr. Spider's dead now. He literally just like, bloop, like dropped down on me. It was crazy. Okay.
Tear these liberal trees down. I mean, I definitely think we were trespassing onto something right now.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100%.
We're going to Cop City. I just need to find an extension cord. I want to help build Cop City.
Hunter Biden is
is gonna turn my kids woke. I need to protect my kids with the military police. He's gonna help. Hello? I want a military training facility for Atlanta police. Urban crime, fentanyl, the border, World Economic Forum, Nancy Pelosi, Hunter Biden.
Trump actually was the one who approved this cop city here because he's the one running the country.
Yeah, Trump is still the president.
Due to high inflation, it's all part of the
Still
plan.
the president.
It's World Economic Forum.
What's your biggest issue right now? Definitely the high inflation.
No, but they're like specific. They'll be like, no, Trump's running the military.
Right. He doesn't have control over all that.
He's not running the entire government. He's just in control of the military.
I'm telling you, dude, if I did the stuff you did, I hear the whole, like, I need like 2 weeks to recover.
Yeah, no, I once had to take 3 months off from work because I was like, this has like affected me.
What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Justice! When do we want it? Now!
I was at the Fulton County Jail where all the MAGA people were talking about this weaponization of law enforcement, and I brought up Cop City, and they said, well, it's just a training facility.
That is what Mayor Andre Dick.
Laura's like, birds get hungry too. Yeah, I buy them seed and like worms, and they even get like suet. Like, I literally spend money and feed the birds. They don't need to come in here and eat my spiders too.
The Atlanta Police Foundation and the City of Atlanta City Council want you to believe that it's just a training facility because
Which very may have well been the case. Lisa, she's powerful as fuck. Gotta look for her. Yeah. I don't know who she is. I'm assuming she's religious. I don't know. She looks like a priest. Or a pastor or something.
He gets a special shout out because he represents the district that is also the victim of environmental racism, the same as the land where they want to build Cop City. And those residents have a very, very bad problem with lead in their water. And the EPA came out to try to help the residents mitigate that. And Byron Amos did not even do the least that he could do and send a letter to constituents to say, hey, the EPA is here. They want to help you with your lead problem. Come out and let us help you. Oh, and he's making sure that there is no affordable housing in his district. So
What's his name again?
Byron Amos. Big
Say his
shout out
name.
to you, Byron Amos.
Because I remember marching for Black Lives Matter. I specifically remember us chanting, build a military facility for the police.
That's really what we want.
Yeah.
We want police walking down our streets with AR-15s, and we want to make sure that they have all types of militarized equipment on. We want our police to look like they're about to walk into Baghdad.
That's what makes us feel
Super
safe.
I'm a reverend.
A reverend?
Oh, yeah.
Reverend Keanu.
I called it. Yeah.
Jones.
All right, thank you.
I mean, it's not hard to call it. But...
So much.
The Atlanta Police Department in particular has quite a history of violence. And by the way, ever since y'all murdered Rayshard Brooks, police violence has been up in the city of Atlanta. And what I really want to know is that as y'all sit there, stand there, and scope us out, how long did you scope out Mr. Hallman before you killed him?
Right.
How long did you scope out Jimmy Atchison before you killed him? How long did you scope out DeAndre Phillips before you killed him?
Right.
here. His son was murdered in 2019. We still fight. The mother of DeAndre Phillips, still fight. The family of Kane Rogers, Oscar Kane Jr., Rayshard Brooks, still fighting. How long did it take before you admitted that you planted a gun and drugs on Katherine Johnson? Why do we have to put your shenanigans on Front Street in order for the mayor to order a full investigation into a murder of a deacon and a father and a grandfather and a neighbor and a friend? So I'm standing here today on behalf of community movement builders and the Faith Coalition to Stop Cop City. And so you see me in my clergy drag because I know that no one from the Concerned Black Clergy of Atlanta, the organization, is going to stand here. So I am the Concerned Black Clergy.
That's right. Thank you.
We stand with the family of Chairman Johnny Hallman, murdered at the hands of the Atlanta Police Department following his car accident where he called for help. He said goodbye to his daughter as he left Bible study, and when he got into an accident, called the police for help. Somehow this escalated, and Deacon Holman called his family back so they could hear how disrespectfully the police were talking to him. Officer Kieran Kimbrough acted despicably toward Deacon Holman. He was on the phone with his daughter
I'm not familiar with these
for
issues.
17 minutes before his family had to come and witness Deacon Holman, whose character and contributions to the community are unassailable, lying in the street, just as if his life didn't matter. We don't tell you this to differentiate Deacon Holman as one of the good ones who should not have been murdered. Instead, the Faith Coalition is sounding the alarm to challenge the validity of
Presbyterian.
any of the stories used to rationalize deadly force when the evidence is not so obvious. Deacon Holman served as chairman of deacons at Lively Stones of God Ministries for 15 of his 62 years on this plane of existence. He has fathered children, many grandchildren. He is a friend. He is a parishioner. He is a pillar in his community. What would be the story told if Mr. Holman's family had not shown up to be with him? What would be the story told if he had not only died on the streets, but had come on hard times and had to live on the street? What would be the story told if Deacon Holman was younger, had not yet lived into his potential to serve the community and be the chairman of a deacon board? What would have been the story? If someone has to be as close to perfect as Deacon Holman just to trigger public outcry and a lukewarm response from the mayor. So we challenge the city of Atlanta, faith leaders in particular, and I'm going to call you out.
Wonderful. Had coffee with Trump supporters. How unions crush capitalists. Wah. Wah, wah, wah. All right. I think I'm going to sign off for the night. It's just really hot. It's stuffy. How long have we been going? Oh, we've been going for 3 hours. We're good. We are good. We're always silly here. Nerd. World's strictest parents. God. All the old time, like, 2000s era, like, reality TV, that was quite the time. Do. There's another fucking termite in my room. Another fucking termites? Probably because they chopped that tree down. The screen popped off my window like months ago and I've been too lazy to put it back on. So yeah, bugs have been coming right into my room, which usually I have Mr. Spider to eat them, but Mr. Spider decided to kill himself. That was so distressing. Stupid idiot. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. I really appreciate the support. I love hanging out with you. It's a good time. We covered some really interesting things today. We got cock blocked by that, like, flat earth video. I'm probably gonna have to go back and cut that out. So if there's a segment of the stream missing for all you people, like, watching the replay, that's why. Yeah, a lot of interesting political stuff today. We talked about flat earth stuff. We watched some of this trolling. I think overall it's been a good stream day. So yeah, much love to all of you. I hope your weekend goes well. Good night, everybody. Tyler, good night. Cassie, Mark, Imaginista, Elise, thank you so much for coming and moderating. And I think Susan came in here for 2 seconds. Shout out to our moderators. Is that another fucking... What is that? Oh my god, what is that? Is that a big fucking... Oh, it's a crane fly. Okay. So apparently it's a zoo in my room right now. So shout out to our moderators. I don't know if anybody's streaming tomorrow, posting anything tomorrow. Mark, you dropping anything tomorrow? He's traversing the carpet forest to find the way back to their web. Well, that's what I'm hoping, but if he was dumb and went under my yoga ball, he's definitely smashed. Anyways, yes, much love and shout out to the mods for keeping our chat, like, happy and safe. Oh, Lee's posting something tomorrow. All right. Maybe he went under the desk. I hope so. I don't know. He's so fragile. 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 Fragile the spider. He's now dead. Oh, there's going to be another one setting up shop. There was like 3 up there at one point. Mark says I am also traversing the carpet forest on my way to new content. We all traverse the forest carpet, or the carpet forest at some point. It's so weird. When I was a little kid watching like ants or something crawl across the carpet, I always think about that. Like to them, it's like a forest. Good night, MC Heavyset. Thank you so much for coming. Cassidy, good to see you. Laura, always good to see you. Good night, Altair. Thank you so much for coming. Lee, always a pleasure. Good night, good night, good night, good night. All right. You heard it, folks. We're saying good night. All right. Good night, everybody. Take care. We'll see you next week. Bye. Mwah.